See, just getting myself organized here. Okay, so we finished that. So now we're going on into the book itself. So let me see. I'm getting lined up. This has a lot of promise to me, to deliver us into a place where we can understand the yichud. So he says, I'm going to say the Nasira. Now the mochin have come into Zer Anpin. So Zer V'nuk. So he said, Kishehem Omdim B'Bechinas Ach Ba'ach. So now they're being built, but they're in that condition. So what happens now? It's Yached Yud B'Luchudui. The Yichud takes place in the letter Yud by itself. Now over here he's not explaining that Yichud yet. Oz Hamochin the Abba who sowed Oz Yud Vav Dawud. Now the Yichud, so excuse me, what he said, the Mochin the Abba, which are actually the letters, Yud Vav Dawud shall Shem Havaya. That is the Yud of the Shem Havaya, okay? Nisyach they make a Yichud by themselves. Let me see, did I lose him? What happened here? Did I do that? He went off. Okay. I think maybe I hung up on you. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, so then he said, we're at the bottom of the first column, he said, Oz hamochin the Abba shehu sod Oz Yud Vav Daled shel Shem Chavaya Nis Yachdoch B'Pnei Atzmo and Atzmo makes Atzman, and he defines it as plural. B'Nispardo min hamochin the Ima, and they separate from the mochin of Ima. Vayinyanu, so this is inyan like this. Ki hamochin the Abba v'Ima b'stalkim in Zer Anpin, they leave Zer Anpin, v'az Zer Anpin hu b'bechinas shenu, sleeping. V'cham the mochin shebesoch netzachod yisod, the imas of the mochim that were inside of the yisod of Ima, niknasim b'nukva, instead they go over to the nukva, ha-nukva in the seres min Zer Anpin, and she leaves, therefore she's removed from Zer Anpin. And then what happens is that the mochin of Abba are still on top of the head, al gabi rosh zer anpin. The nimsa, so it comes out like this. He says, let me see where we're at. The nimsa shahamochin the Abba is pardo min hamochin the ima, so there actually is a separation between them. Basar Kain, and then after that, Salik Bedargo La'elu, it starts going up by levels, up. Excuse me, up. V'hamochim shall zer anpen shehem nishmaso v'charuchne v'ruchne yusuf shall zer anpen, so that he says the mochim that belong to zer anpen, olim acher kach, they also go up, lamala el abba ve'ima to abba ve'ima. Now, like I said before, this seems to be a little bit a stira to me. He says that if Abba separates, then how was it, or what he said, the mochin of Abba, I'm not quite sure. Let's go over this again sometime. So Abba Ima, so Mayim Nukvin, so that also goes up to Abba V'ima. Maybe he means the place of Abba V'ima, I'm not sure. He said Besod Mayim Nukvin, which is now Mayim Nukvin, but Ha'alos Mayim Nukvin. So what happens when you do that? Humadarga ad Ladarga, it's one level to the other, ad Rosh Hama'alos, until it reaches the very most highest place. The Ischashka Nukva, but the Nukva is now dark. B'chamamochin the Ima yotzim in a Nukva, then they leave the Nukva. V'chamochin the Ima yotzech in a Nukva v'az chozeres ha-Nukva misma'etet b'sod the Kuda, and she becomes small down again, down like a dot, just a dot. The nimsa shemistalku kol ha'oros min a Nukva, and then you see that all the lights are gone for the Nukva. She becomes completely dark. This nehira's ima, then ima is able to shine. So now this place, this position where the nukva is totally dark and it's very, very small. Maybe they go together. It causes, this is like a real emptiness there. It causes a yichud to take place in Abba V'Iba Chubasel B'Bi Rishona. Ve'iba mekabelas mochim el yonin meirim el as kol kumasa. And then he says, Ima then receives all of these mochim, and they shine throughout her whole height. Mispatra basaroi, and then open up her gates. So she opens up. Va'oz na'asis ima bebechinas kli lebaylo. Then she becomes a kli. Now, I just need to go over this for myself again. I know we're going to go over it again. He says, going back to the previous column, where it says va'oz mizdavgim abba ve'ima, in her emptiness that happened besod bia rishona. Ve'ima mekabelas mochim el yonim, and Ima then is receiving, I guess, through Abba. Mochim el yonim haMeirim as kol hom kol masa, that really light her up. A mispatra basroi. Now this also, this being lit up like that, opens up her gates. V'az na'asis Ima bebechinas kli lebaylo. So that metaphor of opening the gates are mispatra basaroi. Now she becomes like gated or something like that, and it makes her into a kli for her husband. V'niftachim shari yisoda, and then the gates of her yisoda open up, the kabel tipis aholeda, in order to be able to receive the tipis aholeda. Now I was thinking that, okay, so he says that her yisod is now lined up with the yisod of Abba, and the gates of her yisod have opened up, so that now she's able to receive this tipa of the holeda. V'hu sod chamishim shari bina. Now this is what you call the gates, the 50 gates. Now my question would be, why do you need 50 gates? So you got one tipa, why does it need 50 gates? And these are what opens up in the yisod of Ima. Okay, we have a little bit more, the very, very little bit more here. So he says, L'kabel bechem orus Abba. So it opens up for what reason? And we're going to have blurbalach on all of these things here. And now they're opened up. So now they're opened up in which way? So that's what I was thinking. They're opening up to pour down below besod hachamishim shari bina, which is the secret of hachamishim shari bina. So it sounds like it's just from what I was reading, it sounds like a two-way gate. One, the gates open up and they receive the tipa from Abba. On the other hand, the gates also, there's 50 gates or 50 kinds of, exactly what it means, I'm not sure, to pour down into the lower worlds or to the Partsufim that are below that. So let's come over here now and let's do our little dance, and we'll go over it one more time, and now we'll start to pick up this, we'll pick up the notes. After the Abba ve'ima b'zer anpin, v'nivnucha v'kum zer v'nukva, and you're building the stature of zer and the nukva. Now they're in a situation where they can't mate because they're ach ba'ach. Now you have all these mochim inside of zer anpin, and zer anpin is feeding, I guess, over to the nukva. So he said what happens is Yached Yud Bilchudui. When you have this situation, Azam Mochin the Abba Shuhu Sod Os Yud Shel Shem Mavaya. This Yached B'fnei Atzman, they make the Mochin make a yichud amongst themselves. V'nispardu min hamochin the Ima, and they separate from the Mochin of Ima. And now we come to number 12, number Yud Bet. So let's see how well I can see this. Okay, that's big. He says, Leish Lahosik beer. So let me add a little bit more explanation. Because he named Mochin Denai the Abba, Mitzlavshim La'ola Besochim. Now what we're reading into is here is a stira. Okay, here we come back over here. Okay. So he starts off and he says, Yesh Lahosif beer. So we want to explain something to you. There's a problem here. They're always, forever, eternally, inside of the Mochin De'ima. You just say they're separating, but Bechin is Yichud Abba Ve'ima. That's the idea. We have that over there, and he brings cipher references. Abba Ve'ima. They're like they dwell together as one, and they're considered as one. V'Abba Tader is Gniz go Ima, and how Abba is always hidden inside of Ima. V'nimsa she'afal pi she'timsa Tamid Kasa b'divrei l'shachar b'mochad zer anpin na'azimin nai the Ima, even though we're always saying that that's what it is, that the nai of Ima enters into zer anpin. V'adai shagam came mikoach Abba, but also Abba's inside of there too. Ad kan, but you can't see him. As I say, he's hidden. Ein sham. V'keben shekain, so that's the case. V'ofeshin istalkum mochin deny the Abba b'betochim b'mochin deny the Ima. Now you're talking about that. He says that you're actually pulling away the mochin, the Abba, which is always eternally attached to Ima, but you're separating them. Mochin deny the Ima. Zechu bechinas pirud. This is separation. That's that word pirud that he got up there. He said we call echad la'atzbo, so they become individualized. The zecher she'amar kan is yached yud b'luchadoi. That's what he means to say by that. So now we have a definition. Okay, so let's go on, and let's go up to the top of the page. We have 3 minutes. Maybe we'll see something we can get to. So it's va'inyan who. So what happened? I mean, you just said that they are all constantly together. So what's going on here? They're separated. Va'inyan hu ki hamochin the abad va'imim mistalkim min zer anpin. Okay, we know that. Va'zer anpin hu b'bechinah shena. He's sleeping. So those mochin that were in the na'ayavim, they all, instead of going into zer anpin, they go into the nukva. Nukvin and the seres min zer anpin. Oh, we love this. She now becomes free. The abba nisharna, but they stay up above. It sounds like they're waiting for Ima to come back, or that's what it sounds like to me. But anyway, they're waiting up there. Al gabe rosh zer anpin, on top of the head of zer anpin. The nimsa shacham mochin the abba nispardum in a mochin the Ima. So we see, therefore, you have a separation between these two mochin. Now I don't know if we can get this in, but it's a little this note down below here. So he says number Yud Gimel. He says Rashby Yafet Shachar v'Sel L'Son is Yachad Yud B'Ledui. Pirush Acher Kol Eila, that all of this after this story is all developed. Shekavar v'Niknus Kol Partzuvi Zer v'Nok. Excuse me. Shekavar Nivnu. They're all built. They exist. Haina the Zer Anpin is Galib B'Bechinas Yud Gimel Shanim. Now here's a little lesson on this concept of being 13 years old here. It's a category of somehow. It means he's an adult and able to make yichud. There's Galib B'Bechinas Yud Gimel B'Bechinas Yud Gimel Shanim. Okay, we gotta go. Okay, we'll pick it up next time. I don't know if I messed up how much of the big, but thank you very much for learning with me today. And let's see. Let me turn this thing off. There we go. And this is Baruch, and tomorrow we'll pick it up again.